What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All right, so let's get right into it because this LeBron James situation just took an interesting turn. In fact, we got a post here from Bleacher Report that dropped just yesterday. And listen to this. The Lakers have not offered LeBron James a contract yet. According to Shams, there's been zero communication between LeBron and the Lakers since the negotiation window officially opened. And if I'm not mistaken, the deadline is June 30th. Then on July 1st, he can hit unrestricted free agency. Now, hold up. Why does that even matter? Because if you saw how aggressive the Lakers were about locking in Austin Reeves, they made sure he didn't even sniff the open market. They had the advantage since he was already on their roster, so they moved quickly and secured him without hesitation. But with LeBron, it's a completely different story. He's actually heading toward free agency. And this post alone racked up about 1.8 million views. So you already know people are going crazy in the comments section. But check this out. Yesterday, one of you guys dropped a comment asking, "Did you hear what they said about Bronny James on ESPN LA?" And I'm like, I kind of caught a glimpse of it earlier while I was on my computer. I just saw something about Bronny and people questioning what's next for him. So I clicked on the video to see what they were talking about, and it featured Ramona Shelburne along with another guy. I had to double check his name real quick. But yeah, it was definitely Ramona Shelburne, who's very plugged in with the Lakers organization, and the other voice was Andy Kamenetsky. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And they were sitting there having a serious conversation about Bronny's future. Like, could he actually survive on the Lakers or even in the NBA if LeBron leaves? Man, I'm not gonna lie, I started laughing the moment I heard that because the way they framed it, wild. So here's what we're about to do. I'm gonna roll that clip for you guys. Watch it closely, and then we're coming right back to break it all down. And yeah, we're definitely gonna have some fun with this.
Always LeBron and Bronny. If I'm Bronny, I'm like, can you please leave me out of this? Like, I would like the opportunity to be my own person. It's his third year in the league. He doesn't need dad anymore. It's his third year. He's
okay.
21?
Let's just say this, Andy. How long do you think he stays on the roster if LeBron's not on the roster?
I have no idea.
I mean, he played some minutes in the playoffs last year, so that doesn't happen unless you've earned your minutes.
Sure.
That's not like, oh, your dad's on the team, we're being nice.
Right.
This is you had to, they don't throw you in a playoff game.
Right.
If you haven't progressed enough.
Agreed.
So, but he's also a smaller guard.
Oh, look.
You know what I mean? Like,
I get that, but it's at some point, if you're Bronny, if you want to turn this into an actual career, you need to prove yourself on your own merits. Yeah. And I think the longer you go attached to LeBron, the more you seem like a novelty act, or like truly you are only there because of LeBron. And like at some point, man, and he said himself, and by the way, these are not digs at Bronny.
Yeah.
My interactions with him, I've been really
impressed. Me too.
I think he's a really grounded, hardworking kid.
Yep.
I think he wants the best things for himself. He's about the right stuff. But like at some point, you don't want to be seen just as a byproduct of your dad and nothing else.
Yeah.
Like if he's going to fall out of the league, it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, but the opportunity was created by his dad.
Of course. There's no question.
So like, I don't think he thinks that deeply about this. I think he's just kind of focused on himself and trying to get better. And I think that's why he's gotten to where he has.
Sure.
But look, the protection of his father being on the roster is still important. I don't think he's established enough to where he can really go out on his own.
I would agree with that. But the point being, LeBron's only going to be playing so much longer anyway. Like this point is coming sooner.
Yeah.
Sooner than later. But regardless, there's an old world style roster build approach by the Heat.
Get 2 or 3 stars and then worry about the rest of it later. When the big 3 went down to Miami, Ross and Wade and LeBron, they had like one guy under contract besides those 2. I think it was it Mario Chalmers? Somebody like, there's like one player and they had to fill the rest of the roster out with minimum guys. This is, you could do that in 2008. I don't know that you can do that in 2026. Like, the Lakers were not all healthy last year, so we can't necessarily judge that. But those 3 stars, were they enough to win? Also, number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, those players mattered too.
Right. And JJ and Rob talked about it during their exit interviews, that they've got to get better depth past, roster spots 8 through 15. Like, those matter. Like, it matters to have guys who can actually play. And, what the Heat did with the Heatles, It was 3 guys, and they were all in their primes. Like, Giannis is on the back end of his prime with more injuries now, and Bam is a really good player, but I don't know if he's a put a team on his back type of player. Like, and that's not shade at Bam. He's really, really good. It's just the levels to doing this, they're really high and they're really hard.
Yeah, and I think what's hard is it's just the rules.
Man, listen to this. This whole thing is beyond funny, but more importantly, it raises a real question people are dancing around. Did Bronny actually earn his spot in the NBA? And I'm not even trying to joke here, because if we're seriously asking whether he can survive without LeBron, that basically implies he's only in the league because of his father. Like, come on, that's wild. You've even got people out here suggesting, oh, just package LeBron and Bronny together. Hold up, what does that even mean? Wasn't Bronny supposed to come into the league, build his own name, create his own lane, and establish his own career? So what does that have to do with LeBron at this stage? If I'm Bronny, I'm not trying to be attached to anybody like that. So you're telling me if LeBron gets traded somewhere else, Bronny's just supposed to follow him? Nah, that's crazy. That's actually insane. Now look, we do know LeBron has said many times that one of his biggest goals, maybe the biggest highlight of his career, is playing with his son. And honestly, I get that. I 100% believe him too. I mean, let's be real. Any parent watching this would probably feel the same way. That's a special moment, no question. So from LeBron's perspective, yeah, wanting to share the court with your son makes total sense. That's just being a proud father. But asking, can Bronny survive without LeBron? Nah, that question itself is the problem. Bronny isn't a kid, let's stop that. He's a professional athlete in his early 20s. He's in the same age range as a lot of these young players entering the league right now. Matter of fact, he's older than some of these rookies coming in. So what are we really talking about here? He's a grown man and a pro. Why are we questioning if he can function without his dad on the roster? That's ridiculous. At this point, it feels like ESPN is just scrambling for narratives. They're all over the place. Just yesterday, they were in full panic mode asking why the Lakers didn't prioritize LeBron. You had Kendrick Perkins going off, losing it on TV. Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? And I'm sitting here like, hold on, what are we even saying right now? Why would they automatically prioritize LeBron over Austin Reeves without thinking long term? That's a real question. Anyway, with all that being said, appreciate you guys for watching and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.